What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. This one is purely targeted at learning languages and how to reach fluency in a foreign language by using apps. I know that a lot of people have this goal of learning another language, whether it's for travel purposes, whether you just want to be more intellectual, or you want to have a conversation with somebody that lives on the other side of the planet and you want to understand a little bit more about their culture. And if you don't know, I've tried so many different ways to learn foreign languages. The first time I ever tried to learn a different language, it was French, and I was 10 years old. And back then, I was just using dial-up internet on a computer, researching and Googling. I don't even know if Google existed back then. It had to. But I was Googling different ways to learn French, and it was like the most rudimentary ways to practice on a computer, and needless to say, it didn't really stick. But since then, I've spent a lot of time learning a bunch of different languages in a bunch of different ways. You know, I do have a minor in Spanish, and so I will say that my strongest second language is definitely Spanish. I spent many years working on being a good communicator in Spanish, and so I do have experience learning a lot of different languages. And a couple of the ways that I've practiced is, you know, taking classes, reading books, listening to music, using apps and all that kind of stuff. And what I'm finding is that apps can be a good way to supplement your language learning process. I think there's no one solution to anything, but apps these days are really good, and they're really helpful. And so one of the apps I use is called Duolingo. Duolingo is a free language learning app. You might know Duolingo by its mascot, Duo, the green owl. And that's one of my favorite parts about the whole app. But it gives you these little lessons, and I'm gonna walk you through what Duolingo actually looks like. So I'm gonna put my phone screen on your screen so you can see what I'm doing as I go through a lesson with Duolingo. So without further ado, let's get this language knowledge. Wait, don't say peace. Okay. Yeah, and I keep both of my language learning apps in a folder, and then the app opens. So what Duolingo will do is it'll take you to your last language as you practice in its screen of lessons that you have. And so for me, I've been practicing Arabic, and that's what I'm going to show you today as well. But what you have here is you have these dots, and it'll show all the lessons that you have. This alphabets, description. Clearly I haven't gotten that far, so in Arabic. And but they typically go in order of increasing difficulty, and so as you further progress in your language learning process, you'll get harder and harder scenarios, and you'll get harder learning prompts, essentially. And so just to show you at the top, so right here is where you have the flag that shows you whatever language you're learning. And then beside that, you'll have crowns, and the crowns are basically your achievements. So it's how far you've gotten in terms of the progress of learning that language. For me, I'm right now at 29 crowns for learning Arabic, and my current streak is 11 days. I haven't participated today, so it's grayed out. And then right beside that, you have these lingots, which I think are a really cool addition to the app. It's like basically tokens that you earn for completing different tasks in learning languages, and you get to spend them in the store down here to basically buy different equipment. So you can power up with streak freezes, because streaks are one of the cool ways that the app keeps you engaged in terms of like your progress. And so it tracks how many days you've used the app sequentially. And so if, say for instance, you miss a day and you don't want to lose your 30-day streak, you can do a streak freeze, but you have to earn enough of the tokens to be able to do that. Also, you can buy like different outfits. Like I've already purchased the champagne tracksuit, and I also have like the superhero outfit that I can have Duo wear and take off. It's one of those little things that just makes it a little bit more fun, a little bit more personalized, that I think is kind of worth it in the end. It's just one of those extra things. And then once you click on the little face, it'll show you your achievements. And they have different achievements on here, basically like your streaks, the XP you've earned, how many words you've learned in a course, and all that kind of stuff. And this is another way to track your progress, and it's a good way to look at all the things that you've done in learning a language so far. And it's just another one of those added benefits of why I think Duolingo is kind of a cool tool to use, because it makes it fun, and I don't think there are many other options out there that make language learning as fun as Duolingo does. And so it's just another one of those added benefits. And also you can follow people. None of my people that I'm friends with on Duolingo actually, I don't think they still use it, but I have like 6 people that I'm friends with, and that's like another one of those achievements that you can unlock based on how many people you follow. And what I want to do is I want to show you by clicking on the flag all the different languages. These are just the languages that I've chosen to play with. It's so exciting because they have all these different diverse languages on here that I think might make it a little bit more enticing to practice the language. So what I've done is right now I'm doing Arabic consistently. I've added Hawaiian, Navajo, Esperanto, Spanish, Swedish, Russian, Portuguese, Italian, and German. Those are the ones that I've clicked on. I don't think I've actually used Hawaiian or Navajo yet. Let me click. I think, yeah, so this this shows you how little I've done with Navajo. And I think the reason is because when I was learning it, they didn't have sounds. And so, let me see. Oh, this is a cool screen. See, this is Duo. I just love the... Oh. So they do have sounds now. So the fact of them now having pronunciations to Navajo, it kind of makes me want to practice it. And so I'm probably going to go back to it, because I just think it's just one of those cool languages. Like, I love those languages that people feel like are dying, and Duo is trying to bring those languages back. Same thing with Hawaiian. It didn't have sounds at the time, so I didn't progress at all.
Mahalo.
Oh, see, now they have sounds in Hawaiian too. So I feel like if you're interested, they have something for everybody. I'm actually going to do add course to see what all they offer now, because it always changes. I swear when I first got Duolingo, there was like 4 languages. I think it was Spanish, German, French, and Russian. And now they have Spanish, French, German, Italian, English, Japanese, Chinese, Russian, Korean, Portuguese, Arabic, Dutch, Swedish, Norwegian, Turkish, Polish, Irish, Greek, Hebrew, Danish, Hindi, Czech, Esperanto, which I've studied a lot. I actually got pretty far in Esperanto, and I could actually speak it for a while, but I didn't have anybody to talk to, so I started to lose it. Ukrainian, Welsh, Vietnamese, Hungarian, Swahili, Romanian, Indonesian, Hawaiian, Navajo, Klingon, and High Valyrian. They have these languages that aren't even like used in different countries. I mean, these are totally made up languages for entertainment. They also have Latin and Gaelic. Those two I think are new, because I've never seen Latin and Gaelic. So I think I'm gonna add Latin to my studies, because I actually studied Latin when I was in high school. Oh, this is different. Let's see.
Where?
And now they have pronunciations. Okay, so we're gonna practice like some alphabets. You'll get a pronunciation and some symbols or the writing on the screen, and you're supposed to match them up. See? And if you mess up, there's a little error, but it lets you retry. on another screen at the end.
This. Yar.
I actually hate messing up. I'm so tough on myself.
Yar.
Something that I don't like is when sometimes the pronunciation, when it gives you just the words, and it sounds kind of like muffled. I don't know, maybe that's just the language, because I don't know if it does this all the time, but sometimes it just sounds like it's moving at a speed that doesn't match how humans talk. It's like everything starts to run together.
But. Jetas. Bathas. Bathas. This.
And this is another thing. So one of the cons I would say about using Duolingo is sometimes, like on these screens, the writing is so little. I'm like trying to see what everything looks like. And I think for most languages you won't have that issue, but when you have Arabic, for a non-Arabic speaking person, the symbols look so similar. When they're so tiny, it can be quite confusing. And so that's just one of the little issues that I have whenever I'm practicing. It's like just seeing it.
That. Cat. Feathers. Yer. Ber. Rar. Zaz. Zouj.
I love Duo, he's so cute.
Bar.
See, and that's typically what you'll do in a day. It's a short lesson like that. You earn some experience points. I think every lesson is 10 XP. And that's where I set my daily goal is. It's just like to do at least one lesson a day. Which I don't think it's a bad goal. But, you know, you can always up it. You can increase it. It's just one of those things that you can change in the settings. Yeah. And then that's how you earn lingots. And you can also earn lingots by like watching ads, because it is a free app. So they do make money off of ads. And so if you watch some of the ads that they put through the app, it'll give you extra lingots that you can spend in the store. I would say one thing that I wish would be different is if they had just more options of things in the stores, like, I don't know, tutoring lessons or something, and you get like earn a certain level of lingots to get like a private tutor or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. And now I'm at my 12 street days. That's one of the things that I think really motivates people, especially people like me, is you want to keep building that streak and you want to keep getting more and more and more. It's just one of the added benefits. So that's pretty much Duolingo in a nutshell. So just a general overview, I think Duolingo has a lot of pros. I think one of the pros is that the lessons are short. Like, that was a really quick lesson to get through in probably under 5 minutes. And I think that's a good way to keep people motivated, especially when people are nervous about learning a new language. They don't want to sit for a long period of time struggling to get through a language lesson. It's free. So that's the added benefit. I mean, you don't have to pay for it. I think Duolingo has very effective reminders. The notifications that I get from Duo, there are memes about the notifications that you'll get from Duo. And it always breaks my heart whenever it says, we don't think these notifications are effective, and so we're going to stop sending them to you. And it's kind of like if somebody wants to break up with you and you're like, no, I don't want you to leave yet. The reward system, I think, is also another benefit to using Duolingo. Some of the cons I think there are with Duolingo is, like I mentioned, the writing can be kind of small on your phone screen, and so if there's a way to maybe magnify it, sometimes that might make it a little bit easier to use for languages that don't use a Latin alphabet, for instance. Sometimes the pronunciation sounds a little bit robotic, kind of like how I just did. And so that's a little bit of an issue when you're really trying to find the nuances of a language and really trying to learn it the best way you can. But overall, I would say Duolingo is great for consistency. If you want an app that's going to help you improve your language skills that you can use every day, it's one of those apps that's going to work really, really well for you. It doesn't take long to use. The lessons are short, and so I think that makes it one of those apps that you will want to return to keep practicing. And like I said earlier, there's no like one solution to how to learn a language. I know a lot of people come down really hard on language learning software and apps, and they think that the only way you can learn a language is to go to that country. I don't think that's necessarily true, because I've never been to some of the countries that I have practiced before, and when I say certain things in those languages, people are quite impressed by my knowledge and my pronunciation. And so I think there are ways to build a great strong foundation of a language before actually going to that country. You know, people learn other languages all the time, having never stepped foot in the nation where that language might be spoken. It's really all about the intention that you bring to it and how much work you're willing to put into it. So that's my spiel of the day. I hope this helps you decide on furthering your language learning process, and I hope to bring you more information about learning other languages and go through a little bit more of other software, maybe Rosetta Stone, that I've used in the past, and helping you reach your fluency goals in learning language. So be sure to comment if you've used Duolingo. Tell me what your experience has been like. Has it helped you? Did it not help you? Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. If you don't like this video, that's it. You'll be lost to never speak again. Whatever, you won't be able to speak any language. Peace. What's up? I'm back, and my nose is itchy.